brother, brother. There's far too many of you dying. And you know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. I said, Father, Father, we don't need to escalate, 'cause our war is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Say, picket line, picket sign. Don't punish me with brutality. Come talk to me. Now you can see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? Now tell me what's going on. La 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 la. I say, Father, Father, everyone thinks we're wrong, and now who are they to judge us? Simply 'cause our hair is wrong. And you know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Say picket lines and picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Come talk to me. Now you can see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? Tell me what's going on. Jason Alexander. All right, Jason Alexander. Big little cha-cha-cha. gozar. Mulata, oye cómo va. Mi ritmo bueno pa' gozar. Mulata. Oye cómo va, mi ritmo bueno pa' gozar. Mulata, oye cómo va, mi ritmo bueno pa' gozar. Mulata. All right, thank you guys very much. Happy Monday here at the Brooklyn Cafe.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Monday. I gotta move this a little bit because you got room and
I got plenty of room.
Not too much. Taylor Soul in the house.
How you like that?
I gotta tell you, when's the last time we heard Taylor Soul?
It's been a while since we've had
When
Danielle
have
and
you
Jason
heard
join us.
that sax on set? How long has it been? How long has it been?
It's got to be a year, 2 years.
It
It's
was
got to be a long
singing
time,
in my ears.
right? I know.
Maybe they do the national anthem. I don't know. Phil's sitting over there.
She's like, yeah, she'll do more.
Opening day. I love the
She
smell.
married Phil.
What?
She goes, you got Toronto on set. I did his wedding.
She was at the wedding. Anyway, yes, I know. But she's married a lot of people. They have married tons of people.
It's been a long time. Not easy to get Danielle and Jason in studio, but I am excited that they're here.
That's because today's Martin Luther King
Junior Day.
Junior Day, and they must have been off. Or are you playing tonight?
No, we're not playing.
I think a lot of people are. We've had a great show lined up today. We've got Phil Toronto joining us. We've got Tailored Soul. We've got Frank. We've got Sally. We've got the new host of Latin Hustle. We've got Karen joining us. And then on the next hour, we've got Caregiving Youth going to come in with a couple of kids that are caring for their family members, give them a little bit of fun.
And yes, I had put out that Mama Ali was going to be here today. Something came up. She has to fly out to LA. I had also put a couple of other people that were going to be here today, but you know, the cold weather does funky things to people. You ever notice? Your car battery dies. Your tires need air. And sometimes people, they can't make
Maybe that's the light that came on my car this morning.
No,
That emergency yellow
I want to
triangle
know
thing.
about this candle business.
You can't tell anybody about that. They're going to think we're nuts.
Well, who turned it on? Is anybody in here before turned on a candle in the back? Because it was on.
I know.
And we don't know why or who or where.
Well,
Or the alarm system and
Well, we
people walking in.
kinda-
The ghost of Brooklyn Cafe.
Oh my goodness gracious.
it's the spirits that live here with us.
Yeah. So where do you want to start?
Let's talk to Danielle and Jason and see what's been going on with Tailored Soul. They're performing.
You gonna give them a mic?
Yeah, they have a mic.
They have mics?
Yep.
Check, is this thing on?
Performing all over the community. I keep seeing them, and they get better and better. They're working with foundations. They're doing black tie galas.
Yes.
They get to go where no one gets to go and perform, and they have bird's eye view. So, what is happening with you?
We've been very busy. I mean, we work with a couple of agents, and then I personally, I think I do a lot of my own booking too. But our clients are in Boca. Most of our clients are in Boca, and we do a lot of country clubs. This year, we've gained a lot more country clubs. So yeah, it's been a very busy, prosperous year. I'm pretty happy about it. We've been adding new repertoire all the time. And it's really whatever the audience wants, whatever the client wants. That's what we do, as Phil Toronto knows.
You got to keep the audience happy. She says, I'm not used to playing before a studio. I'm usually, people are dancing and moving around, doing their
Do me a
thing.
favor. Now you're doing country clubs. Call Beaucaire Country Club, please.
Sure.
And book it. I live there.
Okay.
And I will endorse it and everything else. And I'll bring cameras and everything else if you
Okay.
get it done.
Okay.
Because Beaucaire don't get none of this. They ain't got none
Beaucaire
of
Country
that.
Club
Yep.
in Boca Raton.
Yep.
We play there.
I know. When?
Oh, we'll be there February 24th.
Yeah,
the
you
Mardi
see,
Gras
I didn't know that.
For Mardi Gras party,
Yeah.
so you should go.
Oh, absolutely.
And we'll have a third partner with us.
I'll be
So
there.
sometimes we go out as a duo, and then sometimes we expand. We'll have another guitar player, we'll have another sax player, another male vocalist, so on and so forth. So for New Year's Eve this year, we were at the Royal Palm Yacht Country Club, and that was really neat, pretty swanky, swanky place. And we had a 6-piece band for that event. So it really just depends on the audience and the client and what they need. But we've been working with Beaucaire for about 3 years now.
You've been there the last 3 years?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Now you know.
Guess you don't get invited to those gigs, huh?
I don't get invited.
Apparently
Were
not.
you invited by Beaucaire or by private institutions in Beaucaire?
By Beaucaire. They found me on a website through, I think it was Gig Masters or Gig Salad a long time ago.
I submitted your name 5 years ago. I submitted JC's. I only submit them names, and nobody tells me nothing. Well, I'm complaining today.
I don't know what to tell you, but you got to go.
Well, now you got to be there.
I don't think
Bring your beads.
We haven't had you here. It may be COVID-ish. I mean, it's been
3
a long
years.
time.
Oh my God, COVID just completely slammed us. I mean, it was all of a sudden we were going, and then COVID, everything just stopped for I think it was probably about 3 or 4 months. I think I got the first call from Salute Market in Palm Beach Gardens, where we've been for about 6 years, and she was the one that's like, we're gonna start booking again, and that was our first gig back. But even still, when I was doing my taxes, I was checking that even last January, we were canceling gigs because of COVID.
And now things are back full swing.
Now it's back full swing. We did, I think it was 4 gigs last week and 5 gigs the week before that.
I like Jason. Man, a few words.
You want to say hi to
Shaking his
Jason?
head. Man, a few
I was going to
words.
say quite a few things have changed since you last saw us. I became the talkative one, and she became the more reserved one.
Really? Wow.
I must have missed that memo.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty interesting because I used to work for a door company, and we would deliver doors to some of these clubhouses when they were first building them. And now, years later, I'm back playing in these clubhouses. So it's pretty amazing,
That's amazing. You drive by and say, that's my door. That's my door. That's my door.
Exactly, yeah.
Did you ever think, we were talking this morning about dreaming and dare to dream, and if you build it, they will come. And that's exactly what you've done. We've known you, oh my gosh, so many years from JoJo. Have you been up to her new place?
We in Melbourne, no, I don't know. Not since she recently opened the new
Well,
new
she
location.
bought it.
Yeah, she bought
owns
it.
She's watching today, so.
Hi, JoJo.
JoJo.
Good to see you.
JoJo's gonna say,
love you.
she wants Tony Wilson. She's gonna say, I gotta reach out to him. So
I
you'll
know, but
probably
that's how we met them, oh my gosh, so many years ago.
at Heart of Del Rey.
Correct.
Wow, that was what, 5 years ago?
You may have even been pregnant. That's how long ago it was, right?
It was
Yes,
quite
you
a while
were
ago.
pregnant. How old is your son?
He's 6.
So that was
And
6
he's
years ago.
beautiful. He's awesome.
6 years ago. And you're going to have another one on the way we hear? Congratulations.
No.
He looked at me. I said, what? What?
He's the talkative one. He's the
see-
smiling one. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
What else is happening for season? Where else are you performing?
I perform with Clinton Powell, which is one of my favorite guitar players in South Florida. He's fantastic. And I've known him for years. I'm performing with him every Thursday at City Fish in Boca Raton. And then every Friday with Jason. And last Friday, it was the craziest I've ever seen. It was like standing room only. You could,
At City Fish?
Yes, at City Fish in
So
Boca.
you're there Thursday and Friday?
I'm there every
What
Thursday
time
and
are you
Friday.
there on Friday?
6 to 9. But 4:30, happy hour starts at 4:30, and then we start performing at 6.
What time are you there Thursday?
Same time.
That's funny. Our friends Sally and Steve just got married there about a month ago.
Wow. That's amazing.
The
Look
newlyweds.
at that. That's awesome.
It's number one seafood restaurant for me anyway in Boca.
All right,
It's really great. The food is absolutely delicious there. And I've been working for that company for about 5 years. And I worked at Chops Lobster in Boca. And then before COVID, I was at Lobster Barcy Grill in Fort Lauderdale, Las Olas. And then after COVID, I'm like, well, where are you taking us this year? And they said, we're going to put you at City Fish in Boca. And we love it there.
So are you
In the
still at
home.
Chops now?
No.
Okay,
No.
so you're at City Fish.
Correct.
City Market.
Yes.
What a great gig to have them there every Thursday and Friday night.
Yes.
Or Friday, yeah.
Friday night.
Absolutely. I know. You work too late is what I got to tell
I
you.
can tell you. How long have you been in the city?
About a year and a half.
Get out much.
You do not get out much. It's a good thing we have the wedding to go to.
I know. I haven't been there since the wedding. Before that, it was 2 years, a year and a half.
All right, you guys have another song or two and take us out to commercial break?
Sure.
All right, some more with Tailored Soul. We've got Danielle and Jason Alexander joining us on Tailored Soul. They get busier and busier.
Do you remember when she used to sing and she was pregnant?
Yes, and when we
Had the
met her up
belly.
at the gallery.
She had the belly.
And now
moving.
he's 6.
And we used to say, don't give birth here. And she used to sing.
Time goes so fast, but I have to tell you, nothing like having a sax in the house.
Everybody agree?
Can't keep my hands on myself. I gotta smile, put them back on the shelf, and kiss my little baby girls and leave. And am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel, that's what kicks in. Let me kick it till it's 1986 now. But I had your feeling, a feeling still. We can fight a war for peace and give in to that easy living. Goodbye to my hopes and dreams and stop kicking for my enemies. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel, that's what kicks in. Let me kick it till it's 1986 now. But I had your feel, a feeling still. Got another mouth to feed. I leave it with the babysitter, mama called a caretaker. I'm gone with the falling leaves, and am I coming out of left field? It's time to give a little to the kids in the middle, but no, still no, won't bother me. But is it coming? 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 Is it coming?
All right.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Never too much, never too much, never too much. Don't want nobody else to ever love me. You are my guiding star, my guiding light, the fantasy. There's not a minute, hour or day or night that I don't love you. You're at the top of my list, cause I'm always thinking of you. I still remember in the days I was scared to touch you. I laugh in my daydreaming, planning now to say I love you. You must have known that I had feelings deep enough to swim in. That's when you opened up your heart and you told me to come in. Oh my love, 1,000 kisses from you is next, and I just don't wanna stop. Oh my love, a million days in your arms is never too much, and I just don't wanna too much, never too much, never too much, never too much. Woke up today, looked at your picture just to get me started. I called you up, but you weren't there. I was broken hearted. Hung up the phone, can't be too late. The boss is so demanding. Open the door up, and to my surprise, there you are standing. Who needs to go to work to hustle for another dollar? I'd rather be with you, cause you make my heart scream and holler. Love is a gamble, and I'm so glad I am winning. We've come a long way, and yet this is only the beginning of my love. 1,000 kisses from you is never too much, and I just don't wanna stop. Oh my love, a million days in your arms is next, and I just don't wanna stop. Oh my
All right, good Luther Vandross there.
House here, Freddie.
Yes.
We got Frank. Frank's at his books. We got Sally and Steve. We got Phil. We got Karen. And then we got a whole bunch of kids coming on in. We've got a whole lot of things going on. We've had a great crew. I have to shout out Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday day. And Mayor and Karen went over to Funky Biscuit last night. And they saw a good friend, Tony Wilson, doing a whole tribute to the great James Brown in honor of Martin Luther King's birthday. How was it, Karen? Do you have a mic?
It was awesome. The show was so much fun. He did a lot of singing of James Brown, and the band did some blues songs, and he called us women up on stage to dance with him.
Did
And
you go up?
yeah,
Of
he
course
had
you
me.
did.
He had me dance with his friend Dancing Sam, who's blind, and he has good moves. He was up on stage and just dancing with us. So it
I
was.
saw that the gentleman that was blind, I didn't realize he was blind. She sent me a segment of it. And he started dancing up on stage with him.
I think it was a packed house based on the ticket sales. I
Yes.
There
There
was
were
no
not
empty
many seats left.
There weren't it was a full house.
It's incredible. I'm glad you had a good time.
He does a good show. Well, she sent me a ton of video. Mayor gave me 76 gigs of material, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with this.
What are you going to
thing.
do with this?
I have no idea.
And then he gave you the hard drives. He was like, you can have them for a couple
Yeah,
days
a
before he
hard
goes
drive.
back to school.
You got to empty that bad boy.
But
But
he's like, yeah, it's all good.
yeah, he had to film it in such a big content. But I heard he did a nice job. Tony's a real good entertainer, and the Biscuit loved having him. So
Yeah, amazing. And the band was really good. It was nice. They had the trumpet players and the guitarist and the drummer. And it was really nice.
and we got Karen in here today because she's going to do some film work for Latino Hustle, which is replacing Fuego 2.0. We had to put the elements and stuff like that together. And you opened up this box because you asked her, and she says, yes, let's go.
It just seemed to make perfect sense. Some things just, you know, they say things work and they fall into alignment, like Phil was talking about this morning with the baseball league that he's working with and the field that he's working with in Boynton Beach. When things are supposed to be, including the candle that lit itself in the back this morning, things just fall into alignment. Karen's sitting here saying English is her second language. It may even be your third. I think she spoke Spanish and French before English. I had no idea. And I'm sitting here thinking, why don't we have her interviewing hosts and guests in Spanish?
And I have a couple of food truck owners that are Spanish. She's going to be doing a couple of interviews this week on the channel as well. Let's see where it goes.
Sounds good.
Nice.
Karen, you excited?
I am super excited. Thank you so much.
You're going to do a little bit of practicing today?
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
you're in good hands because we've got Sally Bernard here, and she's got her show today at 3 o'clock. Call me Zena. And you see this handsome man next to her? The beard, the mustache,
He's
the new
changed.
haircut. Did you
He's
recognize him?
He's like Serpico. No, I didn't know who the hell that was.
I don't know what married life did for him. I don't know. Look, he's kind of just hanging out, the cruise, the honeymoon, the extended vacation.
Is that what happens when you get married?
I don't know. You got to ask him. We got Steve Sperling and Sally Bernard with
Is that
us.
what happens when you get married?
Well, what happened was I didn't shave from the last day the cruise on, and about 4 or 5 days in, Sally said, no, you have to keep that. So when Sally says you have to do something, you have to do something.
It's amazing, the influence of a married woman.
I was going to say, do you like it, Sally? I guess you do.
She did not know she had she didn't know she controlled the environment. Wow.
Well, now she's here, and I know everyone wants to know. It's not funny that she fell, but we asked Frank to help her heal. Did he help you out?
Yes, absolutely. I feel just a little tingling, but
Do you?
not better.
It's amazing how many great spiritual things we get going on in this
We're
studio.
going to make sure she doesn't fall in the bathroom.
And you're surprised about the candle? You didn't know about it.
Am I ever surprised about anything? No, but Josh is a little freaked out.
Josh gets nuts. Josh
But
gets nuts.
I have to tell you, as much of the spiritual world that Freddie and I believe in, this is only the second time, and this has been the second time in a month that the candle has actually lit itself.
Well,
It didn't light itself. We didn't physically light it, so.
Yeah, but there
we've
was
had some
nobody
help.
here this
let's
weekend.
try it on my show. We'll talk a little more.
We're going to find, maybe we can find out who lit it.
Intervention there somewhere.
I like it a lot.
Intervention.
And we had
Is
our,
that correct word? Intervention? Intervene? They intervene?
yes.
You can call it whatever you want.
I don't think I like this one. Oh, okay.
I was just freaked out to see. And she goes, did you light it? I says, I haven't lit a candle in this place in 3.5 years.
That's why I was so surprised. I thought, you don't light any candles in the studio. And I thought of all the ones for you to pick was that one. I thought, all right, you're sitting next to it. It makes sense in the Freddie world.
Did I have a lighter?
I still haven't found it.
And she has to find that. She's the one that put it away.
Yeah.
Aye.
So on Sally,
Investigate more.
we'll investigate on Sally's show.
Well, today is a day of new first. We had Danielle Bouillon, which we had not done a photo shoot with her in 3 years,
It's been a long time.
also because of COVID. We got the singers in here, 3 years. We got Phil in here. I don't know, it's been at least a year and a half, no, right, Phil?
Yeah, it's exactly a year, actually.
And Phil has grown and prospered, which is a good thing.
He's got some great things happening. Danielle was here because we are launching our new social media department of the Brooklyn Cafe and Amp Media Productions. We're going to work with Sally and Frank as some of our existing clients and show hosts to build some social media platforms to give more presence. I know we want to bring more people in for Sally's show, and Frank's going to start hosting some shows with us as well, and as far as writers and being an author in the spiritual world.
And we went over the program with you over the weekend, and it has 40 different things that this program does, including a chat box and Zoom stuff type of deal with little boxes and all that. I mean, it's big. It's a huge undertaking. It's gonna take about 4 or 5 people to help me run it. So let's see what happens.
So we were checking some spelling over the weekend, and one of the producers, I sent it back. I said, you got to check the spelling. She said, what's spelled wrong? I said, when you figure it out, you let me know. So wait, it gets better. She asked Freddie.
She asked me.
So she says, Freddie, my English major over here, What's spelled wrong?
I said to her, it looks good to me.
He sends her everything I sent him, so I was laughing even more because she went to you.
You know, ice in Spanish is yellow.
Yes.
In English, that's yellow, yellow.
Yellow, yellow.
So to me, it looks all the same. I told her it looks fine to me.
But check your inbox, everyone. The latest edition of the Cafe Press went out this morning, spotlighting some of our new producers, some new shows, a nice article Mayor did on Lynn Everard. Really nice to see how you think when you write. And I know you've got another article coming out in the next edition. We'll have 2 out this month. The next one is on the new Florida Follies and their tour that starts on the 15th. So it started yesterday. So we'll get that next edition out also.
Very cool. But it's a nice job you guys did on that. The Mayor, that article you did on Lynn is tremendous. It already has repercussions, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, we've already been getting emails on it, and people are very happy with it. So
very
nice job. Very nice.
He's the one they should call about spelling. Now, I want to jump over to Phil because I know we had him this morning, and we talked a little bit about, but I'm really anxious to ask Josh.
Where is Josh, by
Where
the
is
way?
Josh? He's hiding somewhere. Because Josh got to interview him on Bird Talk.
Yep.
If that's the name he used today. Because for
That was
him, you never
today's
know.
word.
How
How'd it
was
go?
the interview today? How did you feel about having
Wanna grab
Phil
a
on
mic?
your show?
No, not your mic.
I got A1. I think it went good. I got a little research done on him, and then he did a podcast before. I think it was like a couple days ago. I listened to that one, so I kind of I didn't steal from it, but you know, I got inspired from that one. I'll say.
What inspired you?
Just the questions to write.
Like what? What were some of the hot topics that you wanted to ask Phil?
Obviously, just what's coming into the neighborhood. But I think more importantly, just the interaction with the little leaguers and the big boys that are coming down to help out with this training facility. I think that's the key point or the big thing that's going to happen.
You play baseball.
Yeah.
Well, that's a part of the interview that I was listening to in the back, how you went on tour. You went to different places.
Yeah, I did travel ball, went to Cooperstown, went to Sarasota, traveled all over.
And they had a big impact on you in the sport, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Cooperstown, I took the Condors, my travel team as well. We were talking about travel team versus Little League. How that whole dimension has flipped. Back in the day, there was no such thing as travel, very small. But then when I found out it's all over the country, you could fly to LA if you have the funds to play in a tournament. And I think that, Phil, your son is involved in travel baseball, yeah?
Yeah, he's been playing, believe it or not, since 9U. He started 9U travel baseball, which, again, we didn't have travel when I played. So it was, from my perspective and what I do for a living, I wasn't 100% sold on it at first. But I got lucky because one of the guys that I actually mentored and advised became a coach later on and now is working with my son in his travel ball team. So there was a little bit of more trust there because I had seen a lot of travel ball teams that, you know, coaches were making kids throw curveballs at 9 and 10 years old, and I don't agree with that stuff. That's, to me, there's plenty of time for that later on down the road. And then, of course, the winning aspect of it. I think these kids need to just learn how to play the game and enjoy the game. You don't know who's going to be Derek Jeter and who's going to be Nolan Ryan at 9 years old, at 10 years old.
It's funny you say
doesn't
that.
happen.
I know you guys have a 6-year-old, and I'm going to get
Yep.
to you in a second about that, about sports in his life and things of that nature. But I remember when I was a coach, I didn't want to teach curveball. They came to me thinking that they could throw a curveball, right?
Yep.
So I taught them the palm ball, which back in the day was an off-speed pitch.
Yep.
Right? And I had a sinker in high school, which does not hurt the elbow whatsoever. But I got to ask, so your son is on this team, I'm the manager of this team, and I know who his father is. It's a lot of pressure because his father knows a thing or two about baseball because he signs major league ball players, right? So how does that work out for you? Like, you come home and say, hey, coach, it's like run away, or he's, oh, how you doing, Phil?
I try not to, people I meet, I try not to tell them exactly what I do, especially when it comes to my kids, because I'm a big believer you need to earn it. You need to earn your spot on the field. You need to earn your spot in life.
You hear this?
So, you know, of course, later on, you know, with the internet now, people could Google my name. They can Google my last name, whatever. So it makes it a little bit difficult, but not because he's my son. I've always told my kid, you have to earn everything you get. But he's pretty good. I was telling you a story earlier. I was flying 36,000 feet in the air to the winter meetings this past December, and he hit his first home run, and I got to watch it on the plane live as I was in the air while he was playing his tournament game. Technology today is pretty cool. But again, then a week later he hits 2 home runs. So I got to see it live, and then I got to come home and see it in person. He's pretty good, but I always teach my kids, you need to earn it, and just because of what Dad does, you have to work actually extra harder because people are going to expect you to be a better ball player.
Oh, I remember those days. You ever see
it actually
Freddie?
puts a lot of pressure on a kid.
It does.
And I feel bad for my kids sometimes.
When you see my son, he'll tell you, because when we started working out what they call spring training for these kids, everybody brought their mitts and balls and bat. No, I said, put all that down because you're about to run. And for a week, all we did was run and do exercise because I didn't want them.
Did you make them run poles?
Everything.
That's what I hated the most.
Everything.
Suicide.
And there's a right way.
Yes.
There's a right way of running the bases and a wrong way.
That's
there's a
right.
right way of stealing and leading, and there's just a right way. And you have to remember, you're dealing with 18 personalities, and then multiply that by 2, because they got parents, and you got to deal with the parents. So that was my job. My coaches worked out what I want to hear, but I dealt with the parents, because it's not easy. Every parent thinks their son is the next coming of Willie Mays.
It's hard. It's got to be
it's
hard for your son to live up to the reputation of this is what Dad does, this is what I want to do. He's got to work that much harder to prove it to himself, mostly to himself, because he's got to think that he's earned it and it wasn't given to him, whatever it is.
I was saying this morning on Josh's show, and I want my kids to love the game. I don't necessarily want my kids to have to play the game the rest of their lives. Because later on, even if they don't play it, I want to be able to watch it with them and enjoy it to where they didn't hate it because I pushed it on them. But there's one thing that I live very strongly by. If you're going to play it, you're going to play it because you love it and you're going to give 100%. There's no going on the field. Once you step over that white line, it's go to work time. But if you don't want to play it, don't do it because I do it. Do it because you love doing it. And that's a very strong message to send to a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 6-year-old. It's don't do what you want because you love to do it, not because somebody's forcing you to do it.
But you and I know that the secret to children, and my boys will tell you, is they wanted to do it to make Dad proud.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that
Yep.
I had 15, 16 kids that said to me the same thing. I want my parents to be proud.
Yep.
And you got to coach them to the best of their ability and put them in the best position. But I want to jump over there because you gotta. What if your son wanted to play baseball? Would that be okay? Organized ball.
Yeah, that would be fine. I mean,
What about football?
I don't think it would be good for him to play football. I don't think it.
Would you let
him?
him? Would you say, okay, go for it?
Yeah, if he wanted to, yes. But I completely agree with Toronto about
Toronto.
Forget his name.
We're not at my wedding anymore. You can
Phil.
say Phil.
If they love it, then they should do it. And I completely, even with Ethan about music, he's already naturally gifted. He's got daddy's ear, which is incredible, and then he's got mommy's voice. And so musically, he's already in there, but only if he wants to do it would I say, okay, let's do this. He's got to show the desire because honestly, it's a lot of work, as you would know. With baseball too, it's a lot of work. It's dedication, and you could be naturally gifted, but if you're not dedicated, you're not going to go very far. You're not going to enjoy it as much as if you love it. Then you put up with all the hard work that comes with it.
But the better you are at it, the more work it takes to stay there. But it makes kids better leaders. My kids had to bring me their report cards. I mean, I got into the whole family thing. Because in the Bronx, I'm going to tell you, every kid plays ball. Every kid thinks he's all that and then some. So you're going to have to separate the boys from the men because I wanted them dedicated in school at the same time.
I'd like to first also say Tailored Soul was amazing at our wedding. Amazing. I was a big believer in no matter
What your wedding is like, where it is, what kind of food you have, people are always going to remember the entertainment, and to this day, people always say how great they were. So thank you, because you guys made our day special.
Yeah, thank you. We just give 150% every time. We just
Absolutely.
go out there, and it doesn't matter. We take it song by song, and we just give it our all.
And then if your son plays baseball, it's on me.
Yeah.
Now, you know, on that remark, there was a show up at the Heart of Del Rey on a Friday night, a walk.
Oh, it's our
And
walk.
they were the singers. And I'll never forget, we were all dancing. I don't know how she dances and sings at the same
I
time.
know, she's so talented.
So we got to hear it, it's got to be about 6 years ago. And she
So-
wasn't pregnant yet, so maybe 6.5.
I don't know. Very talented. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Sally, Frank. We're going to talk a little bit more to Phil Toronto, see what's going on in this new stadium, field, facility. Outreach program for the community, which is tremendous. So more to come. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A, and we'll be right back.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come on down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
What do you know how to add? And we're back.
We are
3, 2,
back.
5,
So
4,
let's
2.
talk to Phil a little bit more about the facility and what he's opening for the community in Boynton Beach. We're going to check in with Frank and see how he liked the community event that we got to go to last week to Boca City Leads. We've got the crew setting up some chairs. We've got some students coming in with the American Association for Caregiving Youth with Connie Siskowski. So they'll be coming in to join. We haven't seen her in a long time, so I'm excited about that. So Phil, fill us in. The facility, the fields are going to be located on Wilbright and I-95?
Yeah, so perfect prime location. Come off I-95, head east, and they are immediately to your right-hand side. It's been East Boynton Little League Park for a number of years. It used to be Boynton Beach Little League, but now it's called East Boynton Little League Park. And you know, a lot of this facility and what we're doing now is a great outreach program to kids of all ages, even adults, to come out and learn, you know, a sport of their choice, because my trainers actually do everything. It's not just baseball. They've had a hand in you know, training Coco Graf and David Wright and Ioannis Cespedes and all kinds of different, you know, public figures and sport figures as well. So it's going to be really cool. We're going to be offering scholarship programs. We're going to be doing a First Step Foundation program to where handicapped children can play baseball and on a turf field, and adding all new lights and concession stands and 12,000 square feet, talking about it, doing a live stream room to where we can have the Brooklyn Cafe come out and do a live stream. And you know, there's just so many different things and so many ideas I have to make it that everybody wants to come there all the time, no matter what, whether it's a Tuesday afternoon or a Saturday evening, whatever it is, that people want to come out and enjoy what is being built and what is being offered to the community.
The big field, you said you're going to cover the big field, or is there something adjacent to the big field, or is it the big field is there?
There's actually 4 fields there currently right now. I'm adding an additional T-ball field.
Okay.
All the fields are actually wide open. They start from basically your coach pitch and work their way up to the 60-90 fields, which are the older kids, 13 and up. So the field that I'm adding is directly for the T-ball kids, because they've got a lot of T-ball registrations over the years. So a lot of new kids coming in the area, signing up for T-ball. So there was always kind of an influx of T-ballers, and they were using different fields. So now they're going to have their own designated field. Nothing is physically covered. They're all open fields. There's no dome on the Little League field. I wish I could do a dome, but
The building is an incredible facility, 12,000 square feet.
yes. So, well, right now I propose 7,500 to the city of Boynton Beach. Right now, it's in the middle of the site plan kind of phase, so it's going to be anywhere between 7,500 to 12,000. But I'm betting money that it'll probably be 12,000 square feet, because the more square footage, the more kids that can participate in a lot of different things. So yes, the indoor facility is going to be just that, an indoor facility. All the fields outside will be outdoors.
It's funny, we played, when I had my Little League teams, we found this place in Yonkers, right next to the Bronx, and they had these giant white bubbles. Remember those white bubbles?
Oh, I remember that.
They were like the tennis
Yeah,
courts or
tennis
something.
is. Yeah, I remember
Well,
that.
this thing was tremendous.
Yeah.
This was huge. So they turned it into a baseball, softball field.
Really?
And we used to play artificial turf. We used to play in there. And the kids, you should have seen their faces. They were amazed. Everybody, of course, is trying to hit the bubble because it's in play. It's like some of the things like Tropicana Field. If it hits the beam, it's still in play. And it was tremendous just to be in that whole arena. but you have a compound. You don't have a field. You got a compound.
Yeah, it's basically an entire complex.
Yeah.
There's some talk about calling it a couple of different things. Like, when I came on here a year ago, I owned Primetime Sports Group. Now I work for Warner Sports Management. I've kept the Primetime name for this particular facility, but as I was explaining to you earlier, Mike Barwis, who is my trainer, who's been training a lot of my athletes for the last 5 or 6 years, is going to be the organization that's inside the building training the players and all the athletes. So we want to definitely, obviously, going to include his name. He's 35 years in the business. But there's obviously a big part of me that wants to have my name attached to it as well. So we're thinking about like Barwis Sports Performance at the Toronto Sportsplex, something like that. So, there's a lot of different ideas, but
Did you ever think you'd see your name on a Sportsplex? I mean, think about this. It's pretty remarkable.
No, again, this all started just because I wanted to give back to my community and where I played. And my wife said to me one night, she was like, "You're going to leave a legacy by doing this." And I'm like, "A legacy? I don't want to leave a legacy. I want to build a field and I want to do all this stuff." She's like, "You're not thinking about it the way I'm thinking about it." And I'm like, "Well, how are you thinking about it?" She says, "When the time goes, people are going to come to your building, and this was never here. This is something that you did that you didn't have to do, and you did it because you wanted to give back, and that's leaving a legacy." And I never thought of it that way. I just thought of it, oh my God, I got an opportunity to give back to my community and, donate some, turf fields and an indoor facility. But it didn't start that way until she said that. Now I'm kind of proud. I guess I should be proud, but I'm proud that this is something that I'm able to do, and I'm really passionate about it.
Plenty of lives.
Yeah.
All from ages up. They get into play in these facilities, get to meet people at the facilities.
Yep.
It changes their lives. It makes them aware of the things around them. So
it's a great opportunity. More to come with that. Steve, your son, or Frank, your sons ever played baseball?
No. My son, no, but I did.
You did?
And remember Harris Field, Freddie?
Yes.
Near Marshall Parkway?
Sure, I played there for years.
Yep. The key thing was to try and hit far enough to interfere with somebody else's game.
Well, it was situated where they took a lot of fields and put it on a big chunk of land.
Nothing like this is going to be, right?
No, and this is different. This is the compound. But this was open fields. You played on Harris baseball or softball?
Baseball.
Oh, so you were in the corner field.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to hit the ball to us that was in the field next to you, the softball
that
field.
was our goal.
Yeah, they did it really well. and you can't touch it because the guy has to run it down and throw it in. So we used to make believe we were going to touch it. No, don't touch it, don't touch it. And but that was a beautiful machine. That was a nice field. Harris Field was. I was there for 11 years. I played.
This is going to be so great. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to play some music at the top of the 1 o'clock hour. Get resituated. Bring our guests in that are waiting in the lobby while we're packing up equipment. I think we need a bigger boat.
Bigger boat.
We
I
need
wanted
more
to talk to
space.
Frank about leads.
All right, we'll talk to Frank when you come back as well. More to come. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to stephaniejaffeart.com.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Stars, the sky, come on closer, baby, let the lights go out. Yeah, we fall and then we rise. No, my alibis don't wanna hurt now. Yeah, dancing to a block, side to side. Your big fingers don't faze me. Crazy to say, but nothing's gonna stop me. You're talking to get you. I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with you. You should say what you say. Oh, come on, get it on.
And we're back.
Quick set change, moving things around.
Yes.
It's nice to have a full house, isn't it?
It's been a while.
Happy MLK Junior Day to you, too.
Been a while. We should have more days off. That way everybody can come.
I know. You know, there's days off, and what happens is we have to close on those holidays that they tell us we have to close, but that's when everyone's off. So I was glad that we were able to get some people in today.
And the information today that we shared has been tremendous, you know. And I'm really excited for Phil, and I'm hoping that legacy that you're going to leave behind. And it's funny, you don't write a legacy, life writes your legacy. And your boy, your sons and your kids and your family, they're the ones that remember and see what's going on. So I'm really excited for him. But I want to jump over to our friend Frank.
Mr. Ruffolo.
Mr. Ruffolo, who I wanted to talk to him about what he thought about the Leads program that we went to, how he felt, because I try to watch him and sort of gaze him, and that ain't happening.
Not an easy man to watch and gaze.
Not at all, not at all. But I wanted to ask him, how did you feel about what you saw?
I thought it was fantastic. I think the way what he did and how he explained trust and how you need to build trust was perfect.
Is it easy for you to trust people?
Easy for me to trust people? No.
Me neither.
I think anybody that was in that room had to question themselves a little bit about that, no?
Yeah.
And I think the older we get, and I get to ask the kids this in a little bit, it's hard because we've had more experiences, and our experiences maybe lead us to not be so trusting. As when we were kids in kindergarten and we shared Play-Doh, we trusted until someone took, our crayons or our Play-Doh, but we come into this world trusting and loving, and then circumstances happen.
Right. But I have a quick question for you.
Uh-oh.
What candle was lit this morning?
The one in the back.
Archangel Gabriel.
Which candle was it?
Gabriel.
It's by the doors. If you follow the opening of the doors and you go that
and
way,
which
you're
angel did you see you saw in the studio?
Gabriel.
Which angel?
Yes.
Okay. And which book did you just read?
Gabriel's Chalice.
Now you know who lit the candle.
Wow.
Listen, don't make it worse, okay? Because my producers are going to run out of here like they're on fire.
It's true, though. It's pretty remarkable, right? Your book, all of it, it all just came. Whoop, he's right.
You know, it's funny. When you get older, these things that happen don't seem as magical because you sort of say, well, I guess...
Well, I think it's pretty magical.
No, it depends. Have you seen some of the things that... And I am sure everybody here has scratched their heads. How the hell did that happen moment? Because everybody has at least one.
Right.
At least one. You know, I swung a bat one day fooling around, and there was a pitcher on the mound, and I hit it 420 feet out of Shea Stadium. What? I couldn't do that again on a good day. I couldn't do that if I threw it, it wouldn't go. But it happened one time. And this thing, it's right up there. So you don't find anything wrong with candles self-lighting?
Self-lighting?
No.
I see.
Christine might be running out the door, though.
And we attribute that to what?
To what? Candles self-lighting?
Yeah.
Divine intervention.
Well, she had one in her house that it was off and it turned itself back on for 3 days.
Well, there you go.
Which is a magical number, as we all know, right?
Well, this one's going to do the same thing. There
I
seems to
don't
be a
know.
reason it's lit, so
I have no
we
idea.
shall leave it lit. But you hadn't been to Boca City Lead with us, and it's such a great organization and opportunity to come together. We've actually known Connie for many years, and we got to get reacquainted last month when we were there. What do you think about bringing 400 people into a room? What is the draw in your mind? What did you see that day?
I think it's community. I think Pastor Bill draws the people in, the way he presents it, and it's community. And he's giving a message to the people of Boca Raton. That he should be giving that message to everybody.
And he does a nice job.
And he does a fantastic job.
Now, what I was, after the event was over, because as you could tell, they put us in the runway seats, meaning that everybody that came by that we knew, and we've known so many people over the years, they all stopped by and everything else. I was told that I should have taken your books and make a circle on the table with the books. And I forgot to do that because I wanted people to say, what is this? Because people's curiosity is bigger than themselves sometimes. You'll do something because you're curious. And I bet you the books begin to disappear. That's up to you how you want to do that. But that's what I'm going to do at the next table.
Okay.
You didn't remind me.
I didn't remind you. And I forgot half the things I even told when he said, which angels did I see? Sometimes, like Sally will say, you say things, you see things, and you forgot what you saw and you said until somebody asked you the question again. How did you like having Danielle here? The photographer.
Fantastic. She's very good.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
Danielle is great. And I hope she took some pictures with your books as well.
Yeah. She's another one that we haven't seen in the moment. Another minute.
People got busier. What's happening with the next book? How's our editor coming on?
It should be out probably 4 to 6 weeks.
And how's the movie production business going?
Slow.
Well, it's, that's a slow-moving business.
That's a
no matter what.
slow-moving business. It takes, we're getting ready to, one of the projects, we're getting ready to hire a line producer and get going, so.
Now, in the movie production business, Steve, I just signed a deal, affiliation with Delray Movie Theater and Movies of Lake Worth, where we're going to do a segment called Let's Go to the Movies. And we're going to highlight a movie like I went this weekend. And I got to tell you, I saw a movie this weekend that I think I'm calling is going to be the movie of the year. I'm thinking. I saw a movie a week ago, and it won the Golden Gloves movie of the year, and I think it's going to win, which is The Eldermans. Feldmans?
Fablemans?
Yeah, Fablemans. I thought that movie
And they ask you how to spell.
I just can't remember. But I saw A Man Called Otto this past weekend, which is a movie on a book that was written in 2015 in Switzerland, Vaughan. They call him Vaughan or something. But this movie that I went to see, I'm going to tell you something. Maybe it's my age, because I'm a little bit older now, and I look at things that reflect in life, and it's about a mental anguish movie. I didn't realize that until the end. You got to go see this movie. For me, it's going to be the movie of the year. Tom Hanks did such a job on this deal. And it's not gun shooting and things like that. This is all about inner feeling, inner core stuff. It's a great movie. So we're going to be highlighting a movie because I'm going to be going to the movies, I guess.
Sally, what do you see about Frank's movies?
I see that, well, I always, because I'm positive, I always give a positive answer. But I really mean this when I say it, otherwise I'd say I don't see anything. But I feel that you're definitely, again, and I say this often, on the right track. If I didn't feel this way, I think I'd just be quiet. So I think you're doing the correct thing. I feel that what you're doing, and which I know you are following through with your books, that this movie that you're going to have, it's going to take a little while, but I think it's what you're meant to be doing.
And what kind of production are you doing? Now that she brought it up, what is it you're looking to produce? Movies of yours or movies in general?
First now I'm working on my projects. But eventually, my business partner and I have started a nonprofit here in South Florida called the Florida Arts Network. We're going to be promoting the Florida film industry and try to get the film incentives back. And then we're going to try to get more and more productions here in Florida.
Bringing the arts and the movies back to Florida.
Florida was number 3.
There's
Yeah, because
so
they don't
many-
make movies here no more.
Well, think about it. Think about all these schools and the kids that are in film school. We're one of the only production houses that actually has them on site. A lot of them have to do what they do with us virtually. And you cannot learn this business virtually. If you don't have your hands on a soundboard, on a camera, on lighting equipment, you don't learn the nuances of even where not to trip. I mean, there's so many little things that you laugh at, but Mayor's learned it all firsthand. He's like, yeah, I got this. So to bring the film industry back to Florida is a tremendous opportunity, not only for the community and tourism and money, but for our students that are looking to live their dream and to find something and to really practice their craft.
And it's funny because you're going to be looking for creative movies to film, things that people want to do. Everybody has an idea, and not everybody gets to make a movie out of it. Not every movie, it's like a ball player, 1% make it. So you sort of have to weigh in, the way out, the future, the past, and everything else. But it's great that you've taken this want to a level where you're trying to accomplish this, because you can't mess with Frank. If Frank wants something, things happen. Frank, how many books have you written?
Written or published?
Written.
16.
And how many have you published?
10.
That's a pretty good career for anybody.
The amazing thing about Frank's books and having Sally, when you actually set your mind, and you as well, everyone in here has set their mind to an intention and has brought it to fruition. And does it mean it's easy? No, you've overcome a lot, and here you are now, you're going to be our new host. You had a dream to take over and to bring this baseball field back to the community, and here you go.
You got a movie in you. You know that.
Frank writes his books, and I read them, and he gives us hope. And here, if I can channel archangels to come down and actually, but he gives you the messages for you to receive them, right? You have to read them, you have to interpret them. It is up to you to receive the messages. And then if you can actually channel an inner miracle, an inner grace, and an angel, it means that if I can do this, anybody can do this. Anybody can channel an angel to come help them out when you need it. You know, that's just a little bit of hope that you may not see it until the candle lights, but if you know in your heart and you keep that faith that you too can ask for help from other people, whether you see them, feel them, know they're watching over you, it's a huge opportunity to feel that you never walk alone.
Everyone has a guardian angel. Let me tell you a quick, it's not a quick story, but an incident. It was one morning I was driving to work. At the time I lived in the western side of Broward, and I worked on the east side of Broward. So I was driving down, at the time was 84. I had just changed to 595. I had to pull off the exit to go to 84. And the sunrise had just come up. And for some reason, stupid while I was driving, it was so beautiful, I was just staring at the sunrise as I was pulling off the road. And all of a sudden, my car swerved to the left. And I looked down, and I was off the road. And something grabbed the wheel and swerved my car back to the left.
It's always just keeping the faith.
You know, Dawn, there are so many stories, and I think the first thing to really, first of all, you have to believe, I think, truly that there is more, but the awareness, it's given to all of us. We just let it go. We don't notice these things, which remind me quite a long time ago, before I really began to understand this. My father passed away many, many years ago, and you know, in our religion, you die at the day that they passed. Every year you light a little memorial candle, which I did. And it never went out for 4 days after the flame had it had burnt right down. I wasn't aware that I was going to be becoming aware of what was going on, and it was a complete mystery that this little candle, there was no wick there. So I thought there was nothing after 4 days, but it never went out for 4 days. And I think that got me curious, and I think curiosity is really good. And then, of course, from here on in, you know the rest of the story. But at that time, I didn't really understand it. The awareness is very important. Just like, as Frank just said, with the steering wheel. I know he believes, so you're aware and you know, but it happens. All these things happen all the time. We just let them go.
I'm excited that your second book is coming out, hopefully soon.
And hopefully a movie of that too.
And a movie and Frank's books. Check out his books. Frank, where can people find all of your books?
Amazon is the best place. I have my own page on Amazon. Just search by name Frank A. Ruffolo on Amazon. Right now they have a couple books with special pricing, or you can contact me by email, frankaruffolo@gmail.com, and I have pricing for, send you autograph books.
I'm not a big sci-fi traditional person to read a book. I wouldn't pick up a sci-fi book, but Gabriel's Chalice was amazing. I've got the next one home ready to read that one. It just gives you hope. Sally gives hope. Phil's giving hope to the community and all these kids. And Karen, you are hope. So just looking at you being here, you give us all hope. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk to our special guests at the other side of the studio. We've got Connie, Amoy, David, and Sam of the AACY, our caregiving youth, in the house on this special Monday with no school. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Creative, enchanting, whimsical. Artist Gina Bella is always creating artwork based on real stories and emotions. Expressed through Italian papers, paints, flowers, metals, and clay, her feelings and stories come to life. Complete with glittery diamond dust over paintings and pottery, Gina Bella is always creating new pieces and commissions. You can find her work in staging homes, family Christian bookstores, New Jersey boutiques, and the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery, where she offers personal guided tours of her latest art pieces. Gina can also be found hosting weekend art camps, where she teaches adults and children pottery, painting, and jewelry. For more information on Gina Bella and her art, contact livinglifeartfully@gmail.com or give a call to 954-857-5444.
Coffee News is a fun, family-friendly weekly publication provided free to restaurants, coffee shops, and waiting areas for customers to enjoy. Grow your business today through the power of effective, affordable advertising. Coffee News is an active marketing medium specializing in the ongoing weekly promotion of your business. This builds awareness for your company so you become known as the leader of your industry and develop brand awareness so people think of you first when they want your services or products. Maximize your visibility and achieve outstanding results. For more information on Coffee News, contact Sunrise Coffee News at mail.com or give them a call at 954-951-7870.
Ever needed a good read? Maybe a book to keep your mind off things. Frank A. Ruffolo is an internationally known author and accomplished screenwriter. He's written many successful novels with amazing stories. Fiction adventures like The Lady of the Harbor, The Trihedral of Chaos, Gabriel's Chalice, 10048, and many more. For more information, visit www.frankaruffolo.com or you can find Frank Ruffolo on Amazon.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer.
Bright, bold, beautiful. Audrey Omart creates artwork pieces that make a statement in any room. Using ethically sourced material, these handmade artworks are made in collaboration with divine higher power. This unique method gives vision, passion, and energy to every piece. Find Audrey Omart's work at the Brooklyn Cafe Studios or audreynow.com. Audrey Omart, art that opens the heart.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we're back. I'm very excited for our next guest. You know, when I met you, and you said to me, come work with you, and I said, I don't know anything about this business. And you said, well, what do you know? I said, I know. I love to work with families, and I love to work with kids. My background is in special ed. That's where I have my master's in, is working with kids and families. And you said, okay, whatever you want to do. So when I actually get the opportunity to do what I love to do here, and then bring kids and families in, it's like your chocolate and my peanut butter, and to me it is the most amazing day ever. So I'm very excited that we have our longtime friend, Connie Siskowski of AACY joining us, president and founder. And we have Amoy Gordon, who is their program director, and we've got two special, I don't want to say students, but two special young men with us. We've got David and Sam joining us. One is 13, one is 14, and they are part of this incredible program about youth that give care to family members. So welcome, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Connie, it is I'm so glad that we ran into you again at Pastor Bill's event last month. It is this great meeting of the minds, and you see people, and she's always been on my mind to bring her back, and she said, when can I come back? So I'm really happy that you're here. Give us some information on what AACY is.
So, Dawn, I was trying to remember the last time that I had the opportunity to be on your show, and it certainly wasn't in this environment. I'm just amazed at how much you've grown. So, our organization actually began as Boca Raton Interfaith in Action in 1998, and it was to provide volunteers to people who were homebound and caregiving families. And so after I went back to school to get my doctorate and did research, the first of its kind in our country, and we shared that information. So ultimately, a national survey was done that showed that there were at least 1.3 million children ages 8 to 18 who were caregiving in our country, and that was back in 2005. And so with that and some media attention, and then another report that came out soon after that looked at young adults who dropped out of school, and 22% said it was to care for a family member. So we were then able to get some funding and began our first caregiving youth project, the first in the country, back in 2006. And so we're now in our 16th year in Palm Beach County. We're in 35 schools, middle and high schools, with our full program. And then we have students in about 22 other schools. We also have an affiliate network that is growing. Our most recent is in Hawaii, because obviously children in this role is not unique to Palm Beach County or to Florida, but it's throughout the world. And our country is behind other countries in supporting this population. So anytime we have the opportunity to share some stories and encourage readers or listeners or viewers to learn more about this work, we are excited to do that.
Well, what your work is and what you're doing is so remarkable, because people don't realize, and post-COVID even more so, everyone is so in their little isolated world. You lose sight on really what's going on in the bigger picture.
Well, and the work that the children do is really behind closed doors, right? You don't see it. You may see, even at Disney, you might see a child pushing a parent in a wheelchair, but who thinks about what happens when they get home?
You don't, and you can't possibly think that there's actually a child that's doing the caregiving. Even if you see them pushing a wheelchair, you think, there has to be a full team of support. There has to be more. And people they don't think because they don't know. So part of what we get to do is now educate the community at large with you and Amoy and the young men that you've brought with you to see really what's going on in the world. Amoy, how long have you been working with AACY?
So I've been with AACY for about 5 years now. Started off as a family specialist before I transitioned into the role as the program director. And during that experience, it was very impactful just to, you know, have such insight at the caregiving responsibilities and, you know, situations that these students are experiencing in the home. So thankfully, you know, I came across this amazing organization, very happy to be a part of this dynamic team working with the students who are doing so much and just being able to provide the much needed support that they need to carry on.
And you tell me you've got somewhere between 400 and 500 students that you're working with.
That is correct. We have over 500, we have over 400 students, almost 500 enrolled in our program, and at the end of the school year, that number will definitely increase significantly.
How can you possibly provide resources and the support for so many students? You have to have a tremendous team.
Yes, we do. It is a lot. It is a lot of work to be done and that we are doing. We do have a robust team. It's small, but a very robust team of family specialists, masters prepared that, you know, are very dedicated, passionate about this population, unique population of students. And so, you know, we do the best with the resources that we have. We definitely do need more resources and you know, strong funding to help us to continue to support, you know, these students. And their situations vary. So.
Well, let's talk to Sam while he's sitting right next to you. How you doing, Sam?
I'm doing good.
Sam is 13 years old?
Yes.
You want to hold the mic? How old are you?
I'm 13.
You just hold the mic a little bit closer to your mouth, please.
I'm 13.
And where do you go to school?
O.C. Swin Middle School.
Middle school. How do you like middle school?
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, exactly. It's middle school. How long have you been working with Amoy and Ms. Siskowski?
Since last year.
Last year? And how did you find them? You don't know.
I don't know.
And they tell me that you take care of your brother. You help take
Yes.
care of your brother. How old is your brother?
8 years old.
Oh, wow. What's his name?
David.
David. And what's that like for you?
It's okay.
It's okay? He needs some help?
Yes, I'll help you out a little bit because Sam, he's a little bit shy. But how we met Sam was through what's called the eligibility screening process at the school. That's how we're able to identify a lot of our students because, you know, we are the only organization across the U.S. that provides services to these students. So a lot of times it's raising awareness and having recognizing these students. So because of that screening process, we were able to identify students in the schools that are in a caregiving predicament that do not know about our program and the services that we're able to provide. And that's how we were able to meet Sam and get his family on board and start providing services for him.
Sam, what kind of things do you get to do with your friends with AACY?
We go on trips to parks and
What's one of your favorite trips?
going to summer camp.
What'd you get to do?
We went
You like canoeing?
and fishing and kayaking.
Did you catch any fish?
No.
But you have fun?
Yeah.
How often do you get to do some fun things with this group?
I'm not sure.
You make some new friends with them?
Yeah.
They get you out of the house a little bit?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's the important aspect of this as well as him being a caregiver. It gives him a little breathing room.
To be a kid.
To be a kid.
I was just gonna ask, does he like baseball? You like baseball, Sam? No?
No, I like soccer.
Soccer.
Well, the next soccer event that comes, you're gonna go to the next soccer event, okay? That's gonna be
Okay.
on us at Warner, all right?
Okay.
So
Wow.
I'll get your number and we'll set up something for a next soccer event.
Okay.
That sounds great. And he also has a mentor. So we have a mentoring program called Macy, Mentor a Caregiving Youth. And that's been a special relationship with you, right? With Pat? Can you talk about that a little bit?
We often go out to eat and we talk about what's going on. He asked me how I'm doing in school.
And what do you want to be when you grow up? Did you tell me you wanted to be an architect?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I heard that Pat had given you some books and things to learn more about it.
Yeah.
You like to draw?
Yes.
What's your favorite thing to draw?
Cartoons.
Well,
Cartoons.
I have someone I have to introduce you to, because in this studio we have an animation department and they draw cartoons of everybody. So maybe you could draw some cartoons for us and we can put it on our kids network.
Okay.
That would be fun. All right, let's talk to David. David, do you like baseball?
Baseball, not quite. I like hockey.
You like hockey, huh? Hockey's easy. Hockey, all right. Hockey's
That's
easy.
Soccer, not so much. But hockey?
David, how old are you?
14.
And how long have you been working with and going to programs with AACY?
Since 6th grade, so that will be 3 years.
Wow. What do you like most about it?
I like the fact that there's like more people that are like me, taking care of like family members, and yeah, it's pretty much it. Like family members, and I like the part that we have like more people that are like me. Like we're having like a lot of free time, not worrying about like what will happen next.
Yeah. You take care of your sister?
Yes,
How old is she?
she's 11.
So it's a lot of work for you?
Not quite.
You got your mom here too?
Yep.
Is it nice to be able to get out and do some fun things like other kids your age get to do?
Yes, it is quite fun.
What's one of your favorite field trips or things you got to do?
My favorite part of like field trips was to Camp Treasure. It's a camp where we go and we have like fishing activities and canoeing and like having fun basically, like Sam mentioned about the park.
Do you get to go overnight or is it for the day?
For a day.
Nice. Connie, how many students do you take with you to the camp program?
Well, it really varies on our resources and who's available. So we do have an overnight Camp Treasure, and I just want to point out that the reason we call it Camp Treasure is because we believe that these children are a treasure. And it's a time to help them discover the treasure within. So during the summer, it's a one day. During COVID, it was a real challenge. And so that fall, we had just a one-day camp, and then in the spring, we were able to return to an overnight camp. But what's interesting is that, you know, even though the kids are away, there still are worries, because when you're a caregiver, and I could speak to this personally, you still wonder, you know, what's going on? Are they going to be okay? What am I going to find when I get home? So stress is relieved, but not totally.
And you must have support and programmings to help with stress. I mean, everyone is under stress. All kids are under stress right now. So this is just at a whole nother level.
Yeah, it is. And so we do have a focus course on managing stress. And we actually, so much of what we do is to reduce stress on the child and on the family, because it's impossible to learn when you're under stress. And I think we saw evidence of that during the pandemic, especially. And afterwards, when the children who were not able to be in school because the schools were closed really lost a lot. And so we're working hard to close those gaps. And so we are able to provide some tutoring and some respite. So our respite we've expanded to, you know, many of our children help with medications or help with personal care. And sometimes, you know, that's not as much of a challenge as cleaning the house. And so we've expanded our respite to use a couple of cleaning services to help our families. So whatever gives them a break, whatever helps to reduce the stress on the family and on the child so that they can learn and ultimately have a great success personally and academically. So our 8-year average high school graduation rate is 97.9%.
Wow, that's amazing.
The kids are amazing.
And you've got this program is all based on funding through grants and community donations.
Yes, and some fundraising. And with the economy, the downturn of the economy, even our end of the year giving has been down. So, for example, one gentleman from my church usually gives $100 at the end of the year. And so he sent a note and sent a check for $35 saying that that was his, what he was able to do for this year. So we really, until we get legislation, and that's something that we're working hard on, because none of these children have any type of government support. All support for family caregivers, you have to be 18 or older. And so right now we're working with Senator Lori Berman and Representatives Mike Caruso and the new Representative Gossett Simon to have the first ever in our country Florida Caregiving Youth Act, which will be a model for other states.
And that's going to look to get some government funding to help the students out?
Yeah, well, and
Help the
first,
families?
Dawn, they have to recognize that these kids exist.
Yeah.
So on the statewide youth risk behavior survey, it showed that there were more than 290,000 middle and high school students in public schools who were doing some level of caregiving. And that doesn't include children who are in private schools, who are being homeschooled, who use Florida Virtual. And so there's many, many more. And it's time that our system recognizes the work that these children are really doing, because if it wasn't for them, like one boy said to me, what would our country do without youth caregivers?
We don't realize, and the country doesn't realize, it's lack of education, that these kids are out there, that they're actually not only worrying about themselves in school, but they're caring for a loved one in their house, and what that does to you, and the effect, as much as you love that person in your house, it definitely has an effect. We do a show for seniors on caregivers and what that effect has on everybody.
I can
now imagine doing this as a child.
Well, that's just it, because senior caregiver solutions and what have you, these are people already in different positions in life. Sometimes you have to care for your parents who are gotten older, and then you have to take care of your kids that are in school. But I can't even put my hands around having such young kids taking care of the situation, man. That's a load. You're asking them to do something which I'm sure they want to do it, otherwise they wouldn't do it, but that is a tremendous amount of pressure. I did not have, fortunately for me, I didn't have to go through this, but just relating to what they're saying and the things that they do, and just going to a game, which we do, we may go to 20 games a year, but they get to go to a game, see a professional game or movies.
You guys like the movies?
Movies?
Sam, you like the movies?
Yeah.
David, you like the movies?
Yes.
We'll get some tickets out to them. I mean,
I'm thinking, why don't we do a day? I want to do more than tickets.
You want to take them all the way to the
I'm going
theater?
to let Connie open it up. I'm going to make the connection with Rochelle at Movies of Delray and Movies of Lake Worth, and let's do a movie day for these kids. I'm sure Rochelle would welcome it.
No, absolutely.
And let these kids go have some fun.
You just have to pick a movie that everybody wants to see.
I'm going to leave that to Connie and Amoy. That's beyond the scope of me, And you can't pick the movie either.
Yeah, no, we have to pick the movie.
We're going to let Connie and Amoy pick the movie, but you know what? Maybe pick a couple. You've got different age groups.
Yeah,
right.
we
Your
do.
8-year-olds are going to be different than your 13 and your 18. So let's make the connection with Rochelle and see what we can do and open up some fun for them on a Saturday or a day off of school, spring break. Things to look forward to.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's, when we talk about activities, not all of our families have a car because many of our families are financially insecure, or if they have a car, that the person, is needing to work. So we really rely on volunteers, and we're trying to be as creative as we can be to provide transportation.
And what about mentors? You mentioned that you have a great mentor program. If there's people that are listening that want to get involved, are you still looking for other mentors?
We are, especially in the northern part of the county. But not only, it's also kind of an interesting situation. I was just talking this morning with our volunteer manager, and sometimes I think as a parent, there's resistance to having your child have a mentor because you may feel like I'm not doing a good enough job, when in fact, it doesn't mean that you're not doing a good enough job. It's just we all want to have the best opportunity possible for the children. And so whether it's a mentor, whether it's activities with other kids, whether it's tutoring, whatever it takes is what's important.
See if we can get some funding. What about food insecurities? Is there a way to get some donations or funding?
Yeah, we work with several organizations that help in terms of food. One of the really neat experiences was actually during COVID, and we received some special funding, and we worked with Shipt and Instacart, and that way the families could choose what types of food that would be beneficial to them. And then we had a group donate 50 turkeys and 50 pumpkin pies, and another donation, this was for Thanksgiving, for meals to be delivered along with a gift card so that families could still augment their Thanksgiving meal, because today it's really hard.
It's really hard for everybody. It's hard, right? The economy is
Exactly.
hard. The cost of food is hard. Raising children. I mean, there's so many things that if we can just give a glimmer of hope and some fun, it sort of take your mind off of it for a little bit. It's a lot for kids to have to worry about.
Yeah, and what we're seeing too is that in our high school children, we see more and more, in addition to caregiving or working, to help the family financially.
Any of you guys like to write?
No.
Nope. Dave, do you
Yes.
like to write?
Yes.
What do you like to write?
Creative. Like if I'm doing like poems, I can make poems, and I'm trying to write like a book,
What kind of book do you want to write?
a history book.
What do you want to talk about?
The recent, like how 2020 was and 2022 about the Ukrainian war. Like write a book about like all the major activities that happened during that time.
Oh, I've got someone to introduce you to. The man in the white hat sitting next to you. He's written how many books, Frank?
He said
10 books.
I thought you said 16 and you published 10.
He published 10 and wrote 16.
Okay, just so you know, we were paying attention to what you said.
So Frank would be a great person to talk to about book writing. I know he's got some great ideas. So you want to write about history?
Yes.
What fascinates you about history?
History, like how technology has advanced and like how warfare has advanced from rocks to modern weapons.
Through technology. You think technology is for the better?
I think yes.
You do. What about it do you like?
Technology, like if you're looking at medical technology, like how it advanced from 1,000 years ago to now you have more cures for certain diseases that back then they didn't have.
And what do you want to be when you grow up?
I am thinking about becoming a U.S. Marine or Air Force pilot.
Definitely need more service, so thank you for that. Oh, exactly. And you got Mom with you?
Yes.
Mom, you're a huge support system. Yes.
Hello, and thank you for inviting us today. I know this agency, American Association of Youth Caregivers, since David was in 6th grade, we had to fill out a form. Then they contacted us, and we had like a short interview. What it did for us is just amazing. Like, David is a caregiver as well for his sister. Our daughter was born with a congenital heart disease
See
called
if her mic is on.
hypoplastic left heart syndrome.
I want to make sure your mic is on before. See if there's.
It's green.
Yeah, you're good. We're good.
All right. Let's open them all up, guys.
So that means she has just have a heart, and this disease doesn't have any cure. With all surgeries she's been through, 8 in all, by the age of 5, are just palliative. We prolong her life. So David is a caregiver for her because, well, we don't have any family here. It's just 4 of us, my husband, the kids, and I. So we are at work. David is coming home earlier than me, and Rania, our daughter, as well. So he takes care. So she's well. There were episodes when she didn't feel good, and he was able to calm her down. She knows when she's not feeling well. So he was able to calm her down and comfort her and call me and ask me, what do I do? And well, all is good so far. You were talking about the mental support that we get from this agency. Right now I'm with David talking about how much longer his sister will live. And I'm happy that he opened up about this subject, because I'm able to explain him that tomorrow we don't know what's going to happen to us. How about a sick child? And that's what he was talking about, advance in the medicine and everything. And I'm telling him, look, she was born 11 years ago. Now, since then, the medicine and everything, it's so advanced. And we don't know what's going to happen. So we face it how it is. We live the life to the fullest every day. We take it how it comes, and tomorrow we'll see. And David forgot to mention about the mentoring program. It's amazing. They pair David with a nice young man that is in the medicine school, so he can explain David how things are.
Nice.
He's also in an advanced course in high school for anatomy and physiology, and now he's at, oh, now I understand what they did to Rania's heart, like plumbing. They cut one vena cava from the up and connected to the, so now he understands what's going on. He mentioned about a Camp Treasure. It was amazing. I've seen so many kids, worried kids, when they arrived there, and when they left, they were kids, laughing, having fun, being kids. Because nobody knows what's in their hearts and what is in their houses. And yeah.
People don't know. Connie, what you are doing, what you and Amoy and your whole team are doing for not only the kids, you mean goosebumps, but the families. You're giving everyone a chance to be a family, right? And not just be a caregiver, but to actually be a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, whatever it takes to be like everybody else and just put some worries aside for a moment. How can people donate or get in touch with you or help identify if they know somebody?
Well, they're welcome to call, or donations can be made through our website, which is simply aacy.org, and we would really appreciate that. So it's aacy.org. Our local number is 561-391-7401. And I would just also like to mention that we are able, through the school district, to award community service hours to high school students. And when we looked at last year's figures, I think it was among 148 students, the value of their caregiving exceeded $1.5 million. So, like I said before, what would our country do without caregiving youth? And that's at the rate of $10 an hour average, which is less than people who provide respite or cleaning make. So it's really quite a contribution to our country.
What you've done is incredible. Thank you, boys, so much for coming, and Mom and Amoy, thank you. And if you have any students that you identify that like the field that you see here, any part of this, let us know, because we're going to be working with another school with students from Gap Year, the school I spoke with you about. So if you've got high school students or those in between high school or college that like to draw, maybe do cartoons, film, editing, all the students you see here come from local schools.
Well, and maybe if we have a contest, you could be one of the judges.
Oh, that would be fantastic. That'd be a whole lot of fun. So much fun. Ready to wrap this up? Thank you so much. Check out AACY, all the great things that they do for the students, for families, for our community. Frank, your books are amazing. You're always here on the perfect day. Tune in today at 3 o'clock. We've got
Glad
Call
to
Me
be here.
Zena with host Sally Bernard. Now, Steve, you're going to stay?
Sure.
We've got some new artwork adorning our set. And here's the funny thing. What's the new program that we just put out that Baxton did, remember? About pets?
Oh, yes, the pet lovers.
Do you see what's behind me?
Pets.
Yeah. Sally did not know
Those
that
the
either.
birds?
No, I did not.
Yes.
There's a bird.
And Phil, thank you so much. More to come with this. I can't wait to see what happens with everything that you're putting together for the city of Boynton Beach and these kids. And also for Major League Baseball. And Karen, we're going to talk to David's mom. Maybe you have another interview over there. So.
Could be in the works.
Right, more to come. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Go get some lunch because at 3 o'clock, tune right back in here. We got Call Me Zena with Sally Bernard. Or come into the studio, ask any questions you have for our in-house psychic and medium. Have a great afternoon. Stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.